Hello, brothers and sisters. This is a continuation from basically okay. This is a continuation from why I was different from my brothers in Brooklyn, New York during the 80s, okay? And so I'm gonna continue on with this because I know some people just want to know other things as well. Truthfully, in continuation from off that video, this is a shorter video from part 1, and this is part 2, okay? Why I was different from my brothers in New York. Well, when I was growing up, I told you I started off with fucking video games. The Vectrex box, okay? And it's very important that video games is a tool to help you to think outside the box. My brothers, okay, what about my brothers? My brothers and sisters was with me, okay? Maybe my brother Frankie will play with me. My brother Thomas will play with me sometimes, but they would not be able to keep up. Their attention span was different from mine. And I'm also going to make another video after this, and I'm going to call it a day, on why religion exists, okay? Because I was reading everything when I was like roughly like 17 years old. I didn't want to be stupid. Duh. White men would tell me, white women would tell me, and when I was in school as a black man, you want to be different, you want to be smart, get your education. And then the class clown will always be laughing in the back. So if you saw the first video, now it's the second one. I'm going to tell you the real reason why. And it's maybe hard for lots of individuals to swallow, though. I truly believe that it's a genetic thing. I started understanding why. I didn't understand why my brothers would not listen to me, why my mom would not listen to me, because I got smacked when I was younger. Since I was Jesus, okay, and I told my mom I was Jesus and all that stuff, and I told God said this to me, she ignored me. So as she was ignoring me, I was being abused, okay? And then I would go to white people, and I was like, that's a very special talent. They were more open. Isn't that some shit? My own mother was not open to my comments. She was not open to my thoughts. I know it's kind of sad, though. My stepdad really didn't want me, because he was taking care of me. I was a bastard son from some other father. So I believe I came from Jesus. And so people still believe in this immaculate conception shit, but they don't know how to do no research on what immaculate conception is. Maybe some women actually have babies. They can have it. Yes, they can. Do your research. Immaculate conception does happen in about 1.0%, 0.01% of women who can actually have the ball sack within their body and shit. Just like there's women with 2 penises and 2 vaginas, and it can happen. Hermaphrodites and shit, start looking it up. Start doing your research. And that's what I did. Just start doing research on everything. And I truly believe it is eugenics. Study eugenics. If you want to understand why people are basically the way they are, you must study eugenetics. And that came down to me studying Alfred C. Kinsey, the Mushroom Matters. And this shit already existed way back in 1940s and before. And I'm like, nobody wanted to read that shit. That's why I'm smarter than most people. So I'll say something simple like, okay, you're the way you are because of your genes. Not because of your peers most of the time. It's not. There's a gene inside of you that will cause you to do something. And I forgot what it was, okay? So it might turn fucking racist if I say this type of gene. There's different genes in everybody, especially a gay gene, okay? I was reading about it, but they keep it under wraps because it's predominantly in more white folks. There's a warrior gene, but everybody know about a warrior gene, so there gotta be other genes. You be stuck on stupid to think that there's not a gene for every fucking certain behavior or some sort of chromosome, okay, some sort of attachment. And I was reading all that shit during those days, but I try to keep it simple. I try to keep it alpha, okay? So I started reading, like, oh, this is how this is. If someone wants to be like someone else, that's a gene. There's a gene for that. You're more prone. It's called a prone gene. I call it a prone gene. You're more prone to do in these different types of genes. The white man might call it another name. But I'm telling you right now, if you hang around people, you'll understand why people are religious just by understanding their choices in life, as from when they're young. When I was about 7 years old and I started hearing voices, I was being mentally abused, anguished, okay, and physically abused. So I couldn't go out nowhere. I couldn't talk to that many people, okay. And other than that, I had to find the information somewhere else because my mom didn't answer my questions about Jesus. And then I realized that, okay, if I can smack for questions that it's just obvious, then something's wrong with everybody else. Okay, so I kept playing my video games with ColecoVision, Atari 2600, 7800, okay? Then I went on to Sega Master System, the Sega Genesis, the Super Nintendo, the regular Nintendo. I was into the Zelda. I was in, oh my God. And it threw me off a whole new realm of possibilities in different dimensions and times and spaces. But none of them niggas in fucking high school wanted to learn that shit. They didn't want to hear me. They was like looking at me. They was looking at my appearance. They was listening to what I was saying, but they only heard me. They wasn't listening to what I was saying. They didn't give a fuck. But plenty of certain associates associates and friends are two different things. I knew a lot of people, and I would hang with just a few, but they would still be my associates, because if they was really my fucking friends, I would still know them to this day. But then, what else is there to say about why I'm different from my Negro brother from Brooklyn? Is because I just took a different path. I took a unique path. I started like realizing how women was when I was younger. I started realizing how the streets was. It was really hard. I remember I was walking. My father didn't care. There was a lot of shootings that night. At about 80 in the 80s, it was always shootings. I was dealing with demonology and shit. I opened my third eye. And that's not evil to open your third eye. I have morals. So if I don't want to, it's like this. I'll tell you the real reason why religion was created, but that's for the next video. So other than that, I started realizing that if you have morals for your brother, then you ain't got to worry about nothing. But there are some people who have a genetic disposition or advantage, you want to say, to do the fetishy things. They take things out of context. They take things to the extreme. They can't control their emotions and shit. People try to trigger you, but you got to ask questions when somebody try to trigger you, okay, before they die, okay? Because usually if you ask a question, you have more power of the word. What's more powerful, the word or the fucking pen? Well, the pen, it can be, things can be burned, okay? But the word is more evident depending on who you're talking to. So if you talk to the right people, people will remember you if they care. You write something down, it can be remembered, but if it's burned, how can you have to make copies of that. Just like Jesus, his voice echoed, and that wasn't his name. He was a black man, he was a scientist, okay? But you don't understand how religion works. But let's get off the subject about religion, because that's the next video. And I'll tell you about the origins of religion. And so you can look it up, the origins of religions of yourself. But if you want to hear the story, what I read, oh my motherfucking God, I narrowed it down. And shit. And I'm right. I know I'm right. So, what else is there to say about why I'm different from my fellow brothers and Negroes, okay, in the hood? I said Negroettes and Negroes, okay? I call them Negroettes. The female Negro is the Negroettes, okay? Those are the worstest time. You don't even talk to those females, okay? They're in those days. I will always get rejections. I remember one time I was in high school and shit, and my teeth was fucked up. I was not an ugly looking dude. It's just my teeth was fucked up. And I gave her a piece of paper, and then I was in the hallways, right? And some thug dude was like, he said, yo, that's good, man. That's good that you're doing that. I remember, I didn't even look at him. And the girl took my piece of paper and threw it in the trash. She was like, oh, man, you shouldn't have do that to my nigga, man. You shouldn't have did that to him, man. And I went downstairs. I was hurt. And then I was like, oh, yeah. And he started going to her and say, what the fuck is your problem, man? What the fuck? Because most of them bitches was whores and shit. And the thing is that as I got rejections, I realized it was all about looks. They didn't care about, they look at your face first. Women look at your face. They don't care. They look at your height and they look at your face. But other than that, I already talked about that countless times again, okay? They don't even know how big your penis is. I said, I had a good game. He said, you got some good game, man. You be walking with women, but do you be getting some pussy? Well, how does it look? How does it look? Okay, and then I'd be like, it look bumpy. It looks stinky, okay? That's why I didn't fuck it, okay? That's why I'm so shiny and shit, man. I be talking on the basketball court with a lot of people. Like, yo, man, you should hang with us. And nah, I can't hang with y'all motherfuckers. It'll get me killed. You hang with some niggas in Brooklyn and shit, people will use your ass, man. Especially the motherfuckers are starving and shit. I'm more starving than they are, okay? But I humbled myself. I said, hey, this hunger is a wise thing. Y'all better get in that library. The motherfuckers did not like going to the library. I was like the only one in the high school library teaching fucking thugs and shit. Hey, can you help me can you read my fucking future? Some of the motherfuckers would say some shit like that because I'll be the only one in that library. Boys and Girls High. Yeah, I was there, motherfucker. I was there. But now I'm the master comedian. I wish a motherfucker do talk about my head. I'm glad I got my teeth fixed, though. Some hoes, they tell me to get certain improvements on my body, and I did. Got my teeth fixed. My teeth was really fucked up. Okay? Well, other than that, peace and love to you, brothers and sisters. Don't mind dark. That's part 2. Peace.